little differently this year. So again, this is a little bit in the weeds, but we, for all of our structures, we built them almost to entirety, at least the shell of them to entirety, instead of going and kind of building, all the floors and all the, the kind of the outer structures,
right,
and then kind of go in that routing. So it looks, you'll be out there and say, wow, it looks finished. And that was in part to make sure that, again, when folks are coming in from out of town and playing the course, they see what looks to be a completed tournament environment. So it looks really great, meshes up, and again, the course is in fantastic shape. So I think you'll have a good time.
I can't wait.
We saw DeChambeau not call out, but say something.
Sort of call out.
Yeah, to Brooks Koepka, who then had the greatest response ever on Twitter. Do you guys like that when there is a little bit of a spice between players?
I think anytime the players are the ones, in their own voice that have that kind of banter. I mean, that's them being genuine, and again, anytime that happens is. Yeah, you're seeing their true personalities.
We love it.
They're competitive.
And I think
They're
that's
competitive.
good for the game of golf because it does bring in people who love the end zone dances, for instance, and it gets that kind of spice, I think, into golf. So for people who missed it, DeChambeau was on Twitch and said basically Brooks Koepka doesn't even have abs. He says he works out all the time. He doesn't even have abs. So then Brooks Koepka takes a picture of his 4 major trophies and says, "You're right, DeChambeau. I'm 2 away from a 6-pack." Referring obviously to the abs.
It's a great line.
So yeah, I think that kind of stuff is hilarious.
It was great, and DeChambeau still searching for
for the answer.
Yeah, before you call out Koepka, maybe get a little more.
Make
on your
sure
resume.
make sure you're ready for any sort of response there.
Gibby, we're going to break a little early because Jim Furyk will be around in just a few minutes. But when he comes here, we'll talk. You got a lot to talk about. A new food vendor, right?
We do. We've got a number of new food truck vendors. We'll talk about one of them today, and lots of other information to share. So looking forward to it.
We get to eat.
Yeah, we do. Jared Rice is here. Jim Furyk along momentarily. Back in a moment. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, look, if you're looking for an insurance agent, let me recommend State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. You call it 940-9740. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, whatever it is you need, he'll have it for you. He'll give you the best price. He'll get the situation put together that fits you the best based on the money you make, the money you want to spend on it, how much you need, how much coverage he thinks you need. And then when something goes wrong, and something always goes wrong, he'll be right there with you. I promise you, he's the best in the business. You want a great insurance agent? Call Craig Dewhurst today at State Farm at 940-9740.
You can now watch The Drill and Frangie Show live every day on YouTube and Twitch. On YouTube, search 1010XL Video, all one word. On Twitch, search 1010XL Jacksonville, all one word. Watch The Drill and Frangie live 7 to 9 a.m. and 3 to 5 p.m. on YouTube and Twitch.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have, and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Driving our Florida streets may be pleasant, but not always safe. A lot of drivers are not insured or do not have coverage to compensate you if you've been injured in an accident. If you've been involved in an accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
All offers are with approved credit and non-conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Start something new sales event.
It's not only a new year, it's a whole new decade. Now's the time to get started with a whole lot of great deals from Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington. Hurry into 9600 Atlantic Boulevard and save up to $10,000 off MSRP on the cars, trucks, and SUVs you love to drive.
Get a new Dodge Journey
And save up to $7,000.
Charger is also sale price
At up to $7,000 off. Drive a new Jeep Cherokee from just $259 a month, or a Jeep Compass from only $199 a month.
See our inventory at #1CJD.com.
Bring in your trade. We want it. Even if you've been told you owe too much. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new Ram trucks. Let's get this new decade off to a great start
with a new vehicle
from Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Arlington, 9600 Atlantic Boulevard,
across from the Regency Square Mall.
If it's time to repair or install new gutters on your home, visit upthegutters.com and schedule a free estimate. We will actually show up because we want to do the job, and we will follow up to ensure your satisfaction. Go to upthegutters.com. Upthegutters.com.
Let's have lunch with Leon.
Got any fried chicken?
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Weekdays from noon till 1:30. Brought to you by Wingstop.
Now I'm really hungry.
On 1010XL.
You don't have to wait for your favorite motor oil to go on sale. Advance Auto Parts has the right oil, the right filter, at the right price every day. Get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge, Mobil 1, Pennzoil Platinum, or Valvoline Full Synthetic with a qualifying premium oil filter for $33.99. Plus, get $25 at NFLShop.com in January when you purchase 5 quarts of Castrol Edge. Think ahead. Think advance. At Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. See store for details.
Are lingering sinus issues slowing you down? Pain around your eyes or forehead? Headaches and pressure could mean you have a sinus issue that over-the-counter medicine just won't cure. Get a fast ENT specialist appointment by calling 904-202-ENTS. Same or next day appointments may be available. That's 202-3687. Say goodbye to your sinus issues today.
The Daytona 500. Be here on February 16th to witness the biggest race of the year, where one driver will make history as a Daytona 500 champion. Be here to feel the power that takes your breath away and brings you to the edge of your seat, and to experience the thrill of one of the greatest events in sports and one of the most iconic events in the world. This is the Daytona 500. Tickets are available now at 1-800-PIT-SHOP or Daytona500.com.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have a special offer for anyone who is buying or refinancing a home. It's not something you do every day, so you want to make sure you're getting a great deal. Trustline Mortgage will pay you $100 just to give you a free second opinion. What do you have to lose? Nothing. I know what you're thinking. How can they possibly pay me $100 just to give me a free second opinion? That's crazy. Listen, Trustline Mortgage is celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. You're in business that long because you're good at what you do. Call Trustline Mortgage today to get your free second opinion, your $100, and your peace of mind. Jumbo loans, interest-only loans, conventional, VA, FHA, credit challenge loans, bank statement loans, self-employed, purchases, refinances, you name it, we have it. Call Trustline Mortgage at 381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 331480.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call the plumber in Jax. Roland Reich Plumbing.
Instant Keys delivers honest, professional locksmith service for lost, broken, or spare keys. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealership-level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. That's 722-1111.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire, with 4 locations on the First Coast to serve you.
Hey, we're glad you're with us along with Lauren Brooks, Frank Frangie, joined by Jared Rice, and Jim Furica in the house now. Great to see you, man. How are you?
Nice to be here. Thanks. Doing great.
Yeah, good. We're ready for some golf, right? We're ready for...
and the Chainsmokers.
And is that who that is?
Yes.
Hey, I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't know that. Jim, I knew that. There was a chain.
I knew that, actually. My kids told me. Yep.
So
you were ready this time.
Yeah. Well, I should have been ready, actually, doggone it. Give me a heads up.
I'm always ready.
Tell me what's going on in your world now. You're certainly very involved with the players, but you're busy. Tell us the whole thing.
Yeah, well, actually, right now, December, January, I'm off.
Yeah, you're hanging out.
I'll start my season February 1, basically out of Pebble Beach.
Okay.
Not a bad place to start. And December is kind of getting ready for the holidays. January is kind of getting my game back in shape and trying to work on some things I need to tighten up from last year and what I think I can improve on.
Very cool.
You've played the stadium course a bunch, but what's your favorite course to play?
My favorite course we play on tour is actually Harbor Town. And I'm going to be honest, like professional golfers are very self-motivated by picking their favorite courses. It's the ones we play really well at.
Right.
So,
Sure.
I won there in 2010, won there in 2015. I've had a number of good tournaments there. It suits my style. It's short. It's very tight. Just hitting the fairway isn't good enough. You have to hit the right, the correct side of the fairway, or there's usually a tree in your way, and you've got to kind of carve the ball around it. So I think it's just a fun golf course. it's a place you really have to think and get the ball around well. And now that as I've gotten older, I've never been long, but as I'm getting older, I'm really not long now. I'm really short, actually. So those short, tight golf courses kind of still suit me and ones I like.
Jim, I get the impression, for people that don't know, Jim's from the Pittsburgh area, played college golf at Arizona. But this is home. You're proud of this tournament. I think you're proud of this area. We were just talking. We got a lot of mutual buddies. Jim knows a lot of people who live in my neighborhood. And we all play golf together. But you're kind of proud of this whole Jacksonville player thing, aren't you?
Yeah, Tabitha and I moved here in 1995. I've lived here longer than anywhere else in my life, and I'll always be from Pennsylvania. That's where I grew up. But Jacksonville's home. This is where we are raising our children. This is we have our charitable foundation here to benefit Northeast Florida. So this is home, and it's going to be home for a long, long time to come. So we love Northeast Florida. We love the folks here. I think I could always move. I can always change structures and houses and places, but it's the people and the people in this area and so many good friends here is what I love so much.
Yeah, it's a great area. And you've got something. So tell us about the food trucks, Jared. Tell us who's coming and what the newbie is. Can't wait.
We've got 5 new ones this year, so it's totally rebuilt over there on off of number 10. So that's always been a good spot. But Valley Smoke, who's out there in Ponte Vedra, will be coming out with their food truck. We have Pie 95 Pizza. What's the Catch will be out there. Mama's is is a fan favorite and is one of the top rated here in town. We'll have Tiki's for their ices. Kids love that. And then we have Khaki Lackey's Burgers. So this is the one you got to check out.
Khaki Lackey's. It already sounds good, bro. I'm ready.
Listen, that's the name itself. If that doesn't make you hungry, I don't know what would. Right. But we're excited to have them come out. I know they're bringing in some samples here today, so you can check it out for yourself. So they're the idea behind this was really going out and finding among the the Yelp, the foodie community, what folks here in Jacksonville thought were the best food trucks. So we've been able to organize all of them to be out there, so you can have a chance to go see them all in one place come Players Week.
And the nice part is moving from May into March. Before, nobody really wanted to eat because it was so incredibly hot. Now you can actually go and hot food is going to taste good.
And you can eat all day.
That could be a slogan, eat all day at the place.
Eat all day.
Tickets are mobile now, right?
Yeah, so that's a big change for us, mobile tickets. And the reason we're doing that is really to have a better understanding of capacity. We want to make sure we have a great experience for everyone that comes out. And again, we've talked a little bit about this. Friday and Saturday last year, we had a lot of people. We had, in some cases, more than we could handle, and or at least not be able to be in a position to give off the experience that we feel is commensurate with the tournament. So this gives us an opportunity to better manage capacity, and we expect Friday and Saturday to sell out in advance. Tuesday will be in that same category, and again, that way we can ensure a safe and fun environment.
Jared Rice with us, Jim Furyk as well. Jim, how do the players feel about this event? I know it's always the players' event. This is your guys' event. But what does that, to a guy listening right now, what does that mean?
Well, you look at the 4 major championships. They're all run by different organizations, right? The PGA Tour runs something like 47 tournaments in 43 weeks. Right. They run the majority of our golf tournaments. Those 4 majors are run by other bodies. This is our major. This is the PGA Tour's major championship. It's the one we're the most proud of, and so it's a big deal. And to have it right here in our backyard in the Jacksonville for the fans is spectacular. And I think they've done a number of different improvements the last 10 years on the golf course, right? We've moved to the March. We're now overseeding. The golf course itself looks amazing, but as Jared mentioned, where I would give his staff, where I'd give the PGA Tour such credit in the last 10 years is the look outside. I mean, the entryway coming in behind 17, the experience that the fans get from not only here in Jacksonville, but from all over the world. The last 10 years, that tournament has transformed, and it really, I think it looks beautiful. So unfortunately, I had a year or two there where I think a year where I didn't get in 2018.
Okay.
And I had a chance to see some of those improvements a little bit closer than I wanted to. It was nice to be back on the golf course and miss some of those things last year. So a lot more fun actually inside the ropes.
You think it's tough to have secret shoppers? How
I got all kind of questions about the course. 12. Do people go for it? Do people with the new 12 now?
I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see we have a lot of young guys that have plenty of gun to get there, a lot of guys that are very aggressive. Yeah. I think a lot of it depends on the wind condition. I think it depends on the pin placement. I think it depends on where you're at in the tournament. With a 3-shot lead, no, you're not going for it. Down a couple shots on that back nine, I think you're taking a pop at it. It's got that front left that you can hit a pretty good shot, a little bit of a draw. If it gets a little bit of a left kick, it runs in the water. So it's enough to make you think about it, that you can hit a good golf shot there that ends up wet. But, if you play aggressive, you knock it on the green or knock it around that green, you can make an easy 3, maybe possibly a 2, and make up some ground.
I told Jared this the first year, a couple years ago. Everybody went for it. At least when I was there. Last year, nobody went for it. And at least this when I'm watching. I'm thinking,
Right.
I'm thinking something. And it's all situational, to your point. But it was interesting, at least for me.
Well, I think, and Jim can speak to this even better than me, but the course was designed with March in mind when it was originally constructed, and so my understanding is the wind patterns in March are different than they are in May. So that will,
Because there's no wind in May.
there's no wind in May,
Right.
so that'll have that'll have a greater factor on what the pros choose to do.
For me, your standard 12 handicap guy, 14 is hard as hell. What's the hardest holes for you? What are the best holes for you on that golf course? 14 is really hard for me. Maybe I'm just a bad player, but it's really hard for me.
I think the hardest holes it's got some brute par 4s. I think on the front 9 you're looking at 5 and 7.
Okay.
I think on the back 9 you're looking at 14 and 18, and 15's a sleeper as well. It's a long, skinny green, so the par 4s can jump up on you. That finish standing on 18. Rory McIlroy stands on 18 last year with a 1-shot lead, and I guess if you can hit like a high crushing 30-yard fade over the water,
then you're good.
Right down the middle and hit like a wedge in, it's probably not that big of a deal. But I was standing and waiting and watching that shot, and my shoulders definitely slumped after I saw it take off, and I went, wow, no chance from there. But he had a lot of guts to pull that shot off and hit it perfectly, and quite impressive. But I think the hardest hole to make 4 on in that situation is probably 18, because there's no bailout really.
How do you
Here
play?
comes the food.
And because I'm militant, I can't let it go. How do you play 14? Easily? Is that a
No.
It's a hard hole for me, Jared. It's mental
I
for
got
me.
that.
It's
It's
mental.
a hard hole. You need to be playing that hole from the correct set of tees. So
Yeah.
the one problem every amateur has is they
Right.
try to play one set too far back.
I see. That's
And
right.
on 14, that's a no-no, because then it's tough to carry the cross bunker. You can't bail right off the tee or you're chipping out. If you hit it left, you've got no angle. You're in that bunker. You've got nothing with the trees in front of you. So you have to hit a good tee shot, and preferably right side of the fairway would be best. And then from there, it's got a difficult green.
Yeah, I think what you've done with the clubhouse, I think what Jim said. I think it's the most beautiful. I haven't seen the golf courses you guys have seen. I think it's spectacular.
Well, I was just going to mention, you think about Jim's comment saying 18 is one of the most difficult holes in the golf course. So last year, he birdied 2 of the 3 to get himself within a shot. I thought it was so cool, and just thinking about how hit that shot on Sunday afternoon and started walking it in.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us will ever know what that feeling is like. Can you imagine, just being at the top of your game, you're just chasing the top of the leaderboard and hitting that kind of shot? Must be unbelievable.
It was amazing. And watching that last year was amazing. I mean,
It was a lot of fun for me at home.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's not a course that I've had a ton of success on,
Yeah.
so to do it that late in my career at 48 and have all that support here in town was a lot of fun.
I can tell you this. I've been, I think, almost every year. When Duval won 99 or whatever it was, I was gone. I was at the Final Four. I was covering the Final Four was in St. Pete. So was there when Funk won. When McCumber walked up in 88, and I'm telling you, it was one of the most emotional things. They had Jacksonville's hero across the way on the other side of the water. It was one of the most emotional things I've ever watched. And Mark still, when I ask Mark about it now, he still gets emotional. And I'm telling you, this many years later. But I thought last year with you was pretty cool now. I thought that was right up there, Jim. Because
There's one major difference.
Yeah, it was.
I finished second. Those 3 won.
There was good point. But we embraced you as our guy. I mean that sincerely.
I appreciate that.
I think and so that was the latest one. You're right. There was a major difference there.
What is it like walking up to 17 with the masses of people sitting there on the hill?
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a lot of folks there that are counting balls in the water. You feel like maybe it's almost like being at no one's rooting for a wreck at NASCAR, but
Right.
that's what you kind of feel like. You're there, and people are waiting for the accident to happen.
Sure.
On 17,
The drama.
And I think Rory has a quote right now. You walk off of 16, and you try not to stare over at the green because all you see is water.
Yeah.
But you can't help it. You kind of want to look over. Where's the pin? What's the wind doing? Try to get something in your head to get ready for that shot. And on an everyday basis, if you go out there and the green's real soft, it's plenty big, and it's somewhere from a wedge to an 8-iron. As a golf professional, you should hit that green every time. But in that tournament, that back end of that green starts to brown out. If you hit it on the last 8 yards of the green, it kicks in the water. Well, the green's not really that big, and the wind gets blowing. And last year we probably didn't have as many wrecks because the weather was so good, but you catch that March, northeast wind, and that hole's going to be in your face a little bit, right to left. It gets hard to get the ball on the green, and it's definitely an exciting finish.
Yeah, and there's no question. And I that's a great point you made about Rory. I think again, a guy just watches you guys. I think one of the biggest pieces of drama and suspense is the walk, because the NBC does a great job of the walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have high cameras, and you see the leader. It's Sunday afternoon at 5:45, and the last 2 or 3 groups, and there's nobody knows better than you, and you watch them walk, and you wonder what they think. I think that's one of the most dramatic parts of the event, right?
It's lined with people, so everyone's wishing you well, good luck, talking about the shot. It's exciting. It's exciting, but it's not like you can get away from it. It's right there in front of you, and you've got to pay attention.
Part of that comment, I think Rory said something to the effect of that the walk from 16 green to 17 is about 100 yards too long.
Yeah. Because the pressure mounts. By the way, we've got our food from Kakilaki's, the delicious. It looks like a bacon cheeseburger and French fries. I normally don't even eat French fries, but those look delicious.
We're gonna dive into those for sure. Jared, give us some updates, people. And you'll be with us on a weekly basis. But give us some updates people need to know. Ticket sales, any changes in parking, the plan? I thought the parking plan.
Yeah, I think this is important. Beyond, we were just talking about the mobile only, so that's make your plans early. I think one big difference here is when you either purchase your ticket or are sent one, just put it in your mobile wallet right there. You're going, put it in your wallet. That way you have it, you know where it is, and you're ready to show it at entry, and that'll help everyone get in a lot easier. And the same reason why we're doing mobile ticketing, we also are have parking passes we'll have parking passes for every day in our parking lot. So you will need to have a parking pass before you arrive, either 4 or more for free, which is what we have done historically. So if you have U+3, you can park for free. Still need to download that pass online, or purchase a pass and do it in advance, so you're able to get in quicker.
And adding to the wallet's important, because once it's in there, you don't need Wi-Fi. So some people, when they are trying to pull up tickets, all of a sudden there's a lot of people there. Their phone's not able to access the service that they normally would, and so then they're stuck. So yes, put it in your wallet. That way you don't have to worry about it.
We've got a host of things that we're doing to think about, again, how do you get in as quickly and safely as possible. No bag lines. We have amplified Wi-Fi at the entry points. We'll have Wi-Fi concierge there helping you if something's gone wrong. So we're prepared, and as long as people take that step, I think they're going to make it that much easier.
How big of a purse can you bring? I'm just curious. That's a funny question coming from me. But that's a question that every gal is going to ask, right? How big can my bag be?
It's 5 by 5 by 5, and then go on to theplayers.com, and we have all the rules there, and there's some clear bag.
It's way easier to bring a clear bag than it is to make sure your purse fits that exact thing. You can fit more in the clear bag
every
anyways.
Football game I attend, that question is asked.
It really is.
Get a clear bag, use the clear bag.
If it's clear, the size doesn't matter.
Correct. And it's so much easier to find your stuff in a clear bag. You can literally carry more in a clear bag. I always go out in the morning before our show, and so I have a change of clothes usually, or shoes or something. So I have a lot in my clear bag that I would not be able to fit in a 5 by 5 by 5 purse, just so you know.
So Jim, there's your answer. Okay, Lauren, Jared tried, but there's your Lauren.
I always have a friend that has a pocket full of stuff that didn't fit in a purse as well. So not Tabitha, but I have a friend that does it.
Jim, when do you know if you're gonna have a good year, if you're gonna have a good tournament, you're playing well? I mean, you're on the range a lot. Is it like a pitcher who goes to the pitcher in the bullpen about halfway through his bullpen knows if he's got anything that day? Does it work that way with you guys?
At times, but it's such a mental game. I've warmed up. I've gone into events feeling so good that then I tried to do things maybe that I shouldn't have. I got impatient. I tried to force the issue. I knew my game was good, and then didn't play well because I didn't handle it the right way. And I've also shot some really low rounds, not having a very good warm-up session either. You just kind of find it on the golf course and putts start going in, and lo and behold, you shoot 62. So you never really know. You try to stay patient and try to get it in. But I think for like a year, like I came off of bad years in 16, 17, and 18. A lot of injuries. I was hurt. And I knew last year I was 100% healthy, and I worked really hard in the off season, and I was seeing a lot of good things at home before I went to Pebble. And I knew it was going to take a little time, but it really, in my third event, I finished 9th at the Honda, and I came up here and I finished 2nd at the Players. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast, but I was also really excited about the year and felt like I would see some success.
All right. Well, great luck this year. You're one of the truly nice guys on tour. I mean, that is great having you in here. Can't wait to watch you at Pebble and then come back here and then win the thing this year, okay? You're one spot away. Okay, so there you go. Jim, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Jared, thanks, buddy. We'll see you in a week or so.
Absolutely.
We'll
Thank
talk
you
more.
for having me.
We love talking golf in here. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Back in a moment on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The commander had me continue transmission.
Do you have the sequence yet?
The sequence is
1010XL.
Okay, go now.
92.5 FM.
You want great barbecue? You want Bono's. Best barbecue around. Brooks and I have our planning meetings every Monday, and we plan the week while eating that great Bono's barbecue. Man, is it good stuff. Brooks gets that salad, barbecue salad. I get that all dark meat chicken and green beans, and is it good. If you want great barbecue, you want Bono's. 15 locations in town. Fast, friendly service, clean family restaurants, and just great barbecue. A legend in Jacksonville. If you want great barbecue, your choice is easy. You want Bono's.
Baloo here for Key Buick GMC, driving a pro in the new GMC Sierra 1500. It's a truck I own and I love. Save up to $13,500 on all new 2019 trucks. As always, we are professional grade. It comes with the lifetime powertrain warranty if you purchase a brand new Buick or GMC from Key. For all the details, go to KeyBuickGMC.com. That is Key Buick GMC, Southside and Gate.
I'm Stephen Crenshaw, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars and the JU Dolphins. The Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is proud to provide sports medicine services to not only the Jaguars and JU, but also the Sharks, Armada Soccer Club, the Axemen, Florida State College of Jacks, and the majority of local high schools and community events. With the most experienced, caring, and fellowship-trained specialists in orthopedics, it is no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI. Call JOI 2000 or visit joi.net.
Can I tell you what I think makes the insurance industry happiest of all? When so many people refuse to make a claim because they're afraid their rates will increase. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you're in a one-car accident as a passenger and don't file a claim, no matter who the driver is, the insurance company wins and you lose. Protect your family and your future, not your insurance company. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Offices, Jacksonville.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting! This is Joe C., and I love every Wednesday at the Golf Club of Southampton. It's the home of the 9 after 5 and could be your golf home, too, with a great deal going right now on membership. How about 2 free months and a $500 gift card with a paid initiation fee? The golf course is always in terrific shape, and it's a place a golfer loves to call home. So call 287-PLAY right now and ask about this great membership offer. Family owned and operated, it's all happening at Southampton. 287-PLAY.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou. Florida's winter is here, which means you'll never know if it's going to be cool or hot. So now is the perfect time to join McGowan's Cool Club, get a premium maintenance plan, and you'll have guaranteed peace of mind in case of unexpected AC repairs. For a limited time, when you like the McGowan's Facebook page, you'll receive $25 off paid repairs, plus you'll get monthly HVAC tips. Call my friends at McGowan's AC, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
License number CMC 1250075.
Frank Frangie here telling you it's time to go. That's what the Nimnik folks say. It is time to go for all 2019 models. The new ones are going to be coming in. They've got to get those 2019 models off the lot. That means at Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassidy Park. It means at Nimnik Buick GMC, located at Phillips Highway, just off of I-295. They've got to clear the lot. So go right now to the best car dealerships in town because the 2019s have to go. That's Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Brakes for less is what we do. We know drums, rotors, pads, and shoes. If there's a squeal in your wheel, come see the best. 733 Stop.
Brakes for less.
All we do
are brakes for less.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Brakes for Less. Super Bowl 54 is set. The Chiefs will take on the 49ers on February 2nd in Miami. The Chiefs are headed back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1969. The 49ers going back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2012. San Francisco trying to tie the Patriots and the Steelers for the most Super Bowl titles with 6. Josh Allen and DJ Chark are headed to the Pro Bowl to represent the Jaguars. Josh Allen becomes the first rookie in Jaguars history to make the Pro Bowl. FSU basketball now number 5 in the country after knocking off Miami yesterday in overtime. 51 degrees at 3:57. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire, with 4 locations on the First Coast to serve you.
Have you heard about the lonesome loser, beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time? Have you heard about the lonesome loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
We fought and scrapped and clawed Carline all year long. It started in March. There were battles, there were fights. Gibby was the first loser in Loser Monday history. Gibby, I thought you were headed for a bad year.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought you were going to get shipped down to AAA. And then Gibby fought back. Then what we all found out afterwards, that after Gibby, the 3 of us are a bunch of losers, just so you know. But it came down to one final loser. And at the end of the day, Lauren Brooks lost with 12 total points. Lauren, if you'll take the hat and do the honors, please, so we can all get
I'm already wearing a hat, so
yeah,
I think I can just put my own,
Yeah, but it's a really good hat. It's really good. My wife worked very hard. She must have worked at least, 8-9 minutes on this thing, so we don't want to. So here we go. This is the ceremonial gift. You'll get the ceremonial wearing of the hat by Lauren Brooks.
Oh, I'm going to have to type
this.
Yeah. If you put this on your
my
head.
big old melon, I did. 'Cause I thought I was going to lose. I was convinced I was going to lose. So
Why were you convinced when you had Mahomes?
I just had this. I woke up and had this feeling because I thought Hayes had a good plan. But then
you didn't have to beat Hayes.
Yeah,
you just had to beat
good plan.
me.
That
was very easy to do.
I did kind of look back at your team and then didn't feel quite so bad about it. So there's the loser
I'm
hat.
not exactly a flat bill person, but
there we go. Flat bill. Okay. Make sure we get a good picture of that. And and you have to do one full segment with it on. Okay, so the segment.
This is way too close to my face.
Okay, so there.
Every wrinkle I own is going to be
so one full segment with the loser hat.
And then she has one full segment where she goes out and waves to traffic as they
that's
drive
the
by
other
the
segment.
station.
That's the next. There's.
Yeah, I didn't agree.
Oh, I got to take this too because this is tremendous. I didn't know how much I'd enjoy it until I saw it on you. So please talk while I take a picture. This is going to be fantastic.
So Lauren, when did you feel like it was not going to be your day yesterday?
When I sent out the tweet that said, "Update: I have 0 points and Tevin Coleman is hurt. I will be wearing this hat tomorrow." Because I've learned. You just sometimes have to take losing on the chin. Like, there's nothing I could do about it. There's no control I had over it. I had no control over when I picked, obviously, with the second pick, so I couldn't get Mahomes or 2 quarterbacks, unless you decided not to go in that strategy. And then yesterday, I just realized that God was playing an evil trick on me when Mostert went for his 4th touchdown.
Yeah,
I took the other running back.
After you left,
So that's when.
After you left, I cannot confirm or deny if we chuckled every time Mostert got into the end zone. By the way, for the record,
which was every other carry.
Right. By the way, for the record, nobody would have picked Mostert. It's not like you passed on a guy that everybody was said most. And we all had a crack at him. We all had a crack at him. I took 2 running backs ahead of him. So, but
you took smart picks.
Yeah,
I went more. I looked at the playoffs, and Kelsey had just had 3 touchdowns. Tevin Coleman had just had 2 touchdowns. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers had a much better game before yesterday, and it was not a good strategy.
Yeah, so I will. And probably 2 tight ends in Tevin Coleman wasn't your best day. The more I thought about it, so I did kind of wake up thinking I may be okay here. After worrying that you were, I actually thought you had a good strategy. I actually thought you had.
I felt pretty comfortable with my team.
Yeah,
and really, to be honest, the person that let me down the most was Garoppolo,
right?
Who got me 0.
Yeah, but you said after we made the picks, you said Frank's going to finish second. I'm going to finish third. Frank's going to finish first. I'm going to finish second. Lauren's going to finish third.
Right.
You said that right after you saw the teams.
Right.
So you had a pretty good idea where it was headed.
Yes.
And I'm not a fantasy player.
Yeah, and I was still nervous, obviously, because Lauren. I mean, it wouldn't have been shocking if Lauren had won it. But it just. I mean, again, I don't know that we'll ever do this again. But my thinking was. The kickers are at least going to get you something.
Right.
And that's there's a give and take because you're also not going to get the 24-point game that you might get from a big time player. So, but anyway, it was tough. Being second was probably I wanted to draft 3rd.
Right.
So you got where you wanted to be.
Yeah, I wanted to be.
And I wanted
Mahomes.
to be 3rd.
I just wanted Mahomes.
Right. And I'd have been fine with that.
I'm so bad at fantasy that I really did say what I said. I said, okay, who scored the most points in the season? I went back and said I'm no good at this. But I still think whoever drafted first was going to be in the clear because whoever drafted first was going to take Mahomes, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So you were going to be in the clear. So the season's over. You're the loser. You look great in the hat.
Why, thank you.
The hat looks fantastic. Now which means
the picture is out. I did not approve this picture yet, so we shall see.
Great job on the craft.
Yeah, Suzanne did a great job. I'm just so happy about it.
Right in about 9 minutes. I know you are happy about it. I'm telling you. And I got, by the way, what size hat do you wear? Do you know what size hat you wear?
I don't, but I've got a very oddly shaped head.
Yeah.
So
odd melon. You got an odd melon. I got a big melon.
It's my thing with hats isn't so much the circumference.
Yeah.
It's that they always seem to go too far down my head. It's hard for me to find I need a real shallow cap.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I like.
Okay, see, I'm a good solid 7.5, which is a big head. Now some guys are 7.58; they have a real big melon, but I've got this really big head. Lauren has an extremely small head. She's got,
clearly, my brain is also small.
So you got big head, tiny head, and so I'm thinking, I'm looking at this hat, I'm thinking we have some hats that might not fit either one of us. Normal people won't fit any hats we fit in.
Yeah.
So there you go. So,
most chicks don't they have small heads?
Yeah, Suzanne's got about the size of head as yours is.
Yeah.
So anyway, but there you go. She'll wear the hat. If anybody wants to drive in and come take pictures, you're welcome. With Lauren wearing that.
No, that's not allowed.
You're not welcome. Lauren says, actually, no, you're not welcome. No, you're not welcome. So we'll start the season.
Going out to Twitter is enough for me. We have 10,000 or 15,000 followers. That's plenty.
So we'll start the season with the players again. Okay, so we'll start the 2020.
I'm not going to play in 2020.
You're taking the year off.
You've been relegated.
I am going to. Yeah, I like Jim Furyk took a year off from the players. I'm going to take a year off from Loser Monday, and the 3 of you can battle it out.
But the Loser Monday.
Remember, I also lost in the picks, just in case you want to rehash.
But you won TV.
You won TV.
Yes, but
Hayes won nothing.
Yeah, I won nothing.
That's true.
Hayes won a whole year, didn't win a thing.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you.
Well, I can give you a hat.
That's right. You can share that.
To make you feel better.
I'll pass the hat
you
around.
Can rip the L off.
But we'll start with no more Loser Monday until the Players Championship, then the NCAA tournament, then it gets off and running. So Loser Monday 2020. But I will say this: I think people have had a blast with that. I think because we always talk about who wins. Losing's way better.
Oh, yeah.
Is it really?
Well, losing's not better than winning, but having a loser is better than having a winner.
That's losing doesn't feel good.
Although, by the way,
at all.
I'm saying that as I don't wear the hat, too. Okay, so the guy wearing the hat's popping off here a little bit.
Yeah, when you know everybody is laughing at you wearing a loser hat. No, it doesn't feel good at all. When you pride yourself on winning and being competitive, it sucks to lose.
If only those Kentucky Derby stewards.
Oh, the stewards are the story of the year.
They really are. We need to get them on the phone.
When ESPN Sports
Do
Center,
you realize what you've done?
Yeah. When ESPN Sports Center goes back and goes Loser Monday Year in Review, I think the stewards at the Kentucky Derby will be the big story because that's what kind of. I thought you lost your confidence after that. I didn't think you came. I didn't think you came every week and brought it. I thought that rattled
because I thought it might have been the 2-10 that I put up in the second round of the NCAA
That might have done it.
It would be great if we could get somebody really savvy out there, and this is not going to be me, to do a picture of the Kentucky stewards looking at that monitor,
right?
And they're looking at a picture of Lauren with the loser.
Yeah. By the way, if you, as you listen, if you can do that, I will pay you. I will pay you in real cash. Okay, just so you know, if you can pull off.
That was by
I want
far
that on Twitter.
The worst loss that anyone had all year.
Of course it was because you won.
Is when the horse finishes in first place and then some humans who aren't even a part of the race decide that horse cheated.
Yeah, and by the way,
and if you're not a horse person, you have no idea what the horse did wrong.
And Gibby's like a silent assassin. He snickers a little bit, but he's not a bad guy like Hayes and I are. So the joy that Hayes and I got out of the stewards was like the greatest of all time. So we all had our moments though. We all had our. My best. I'm still mad. Who's the guy that picked up his dribble? The Belmont guy?
Oh, yeah.
I'd punch him right in the face. If the Belmont guy picked up his dribble. Cause
it was the Auburn guy.
The Auburn guy.
I think. Was that the game we were watching?
The Kansas State guy.
No, Auburn got far. What am I thinking? This was the first round.
The Kansas State guy threw the ball out of bounds. I'd punch him in the face. But somebody picked up a dribble. And I'm still.
I think this is assault.
No, when we're at Jerry's, I start yelling about the guy picking up his dribble. Well, Brooks can't quit snickering. So I'm looking at Brooks and she's.
I think we're at Boston's. Right?
Yes, right.
No. The pick up the dribble was it Boston?
I think
it was.
Jerry's. Okay, anyway.
We did Boston's. I thought the pick up the dribble was Boston's.
Okay, maybe it was, but it was Boston. So, and I'm thinking, how do you pick up your dribble? And then you guys are both laughing.
I was laughing hysterically.
You really were. And every time I go, why do you pick up your dribble? Brooks was losing it.
Because you're like, it's kind of fun when someone's legitimately mad.
Yeah, that's the best part of it.
And I yesterday was like, but by the time I got home, I was legitimately mad. Like I wanted to punch something.
And that basketball one was when Frank wasn't giving us the credit for picking the upset.
Right.
You didn't know that. It's like I didn't know. That's why I picked it.
No, it was Liberty. I said Liberty.
That's right.
I said that was a bad pick. Y'all got a bad pick and you got lucky. And by the way, I wasn't backing off. It's a bad pick and y'all got lucky. And that's my position, and I'm not moving off it. So, we had a fun time. Losing Monday was a lot of fun.
My dad texted me today. He was like, "I'm really sorry you lost." And I was like, "Thanks for caring," because everybody else is just going to laugh at me today.
Right, but I don't care what you say. I know Mike Brooks. He loves his daughter, and he's got a wonderful daughter. He's a wonderful man. He's snickering a little bit right now. Just so you know, just a little snicker.
Probably.
At least you didn't pick a golfer that was like 10 over par at Augusta National.
Yeah, but you did that more as a shtick because
it still was a pick.
Because
right. You can say shtick all you want. He picked a guy to win.
I appreciate you saying that.
I'm sticking. I'm lucking.
Well, I think I made you feel bad because it came down to two golfers, and you were like, "Don't pick Paul Casey." Paul Casey
trust me, I know him. You didn't make him feel bad. He wanted to pick Paul Casey
and beat you with that.
I tell you exactly. I know exactly what he was doing. That was the plan. It was not.
I don't think nearly diabolical.
It was not nearly. But anyway, our Loser Monday, we did it a whole year. We've had fun tweeting it, and Lauren's been a good sport, and she's wearing the loser hat. And again, if anybody can come up with whatever Hayes just said, a picture of the stewards looking at Lauren in the hat, I will pay you hard cash, cold hard cash. So that would be a lot of fun. I want to get into the game a little bit. So we won with one team going 6 out of 8 passing, but has an unreal defense. And we'll keep this going because we're coming up on the break. But another team, which is Air Coryell. Isn't it interesting how the dichotomy, how incredibly different these two teams are that are going to the Super Bowl? I mean, this is about as different as it gets, right?
Young coach, old coach.
Young coach, old. I mean, isn't it wild how amazingly different this is?
It is incredible, and it was interesting reading The Athletic in their early Super Bowl preview. Mike Sando was interviewing some anonymous football coaches in the NFL, and one of them I thought made a great point on the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs are so devoted to the pass, and Andy Reid has so many thousands of variations of pass plays that his point was when Andy wants to run, I think he just looks at Eric and says, call a run. And the only reason he says that is because he's, for a second, trying to figure out the next pass he wants to get to. Like the run game is such an afterthought with the Chiefs, and why wouldn't it be when you've got, it's not just Mahomes. I mean, he's incredible, but they have built a receiving core that has just ridiculous speed at every spot. And so it's obviously Tyreek Hill is the one that jumps off the screen with how fast he is, but Hardman and Watkins and, I mean, even DeMarcus Robinson, Kelsey, obviously for a tight end, is incredibly athletic. So they have all these weapons. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see how they match up. But then you have Shanahan that, I mean, it was cool watching Mostert's highlight film from the game because you saw all the different ways in which they use him in the run game and how there's so many different points in which he's receiving the ball. And again, it's like I at least sort of get a little bit wedged in with, covering the Jaguars. We see, games on Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. But, you just get a glimpse, and it's hard to, I've seen the 49ers 3 consecutive weeks. Well, they had a bye, but 3 weeks and 4 because they were on primetime in the finale against Seattle. And then I've seen their 2 playoff games. So you start to get a real sense of what they like to do. And they are so sophisticated with what they do. It's really going to be a lot of fun. It's the first Super Bowl in a while where I really don't feel strongly one way or another. But I think that just gives us 2 weeks of great buildup, and it'll be a fantastic game.
And we'll talk more about it even today. The storyline that comes out of it, too, is where is this guy, Patrick Mahomes, headed? That is – and we fall in love with today's guy because we're prisoners of the moment, and we immediately think today's guy is going to win 8 Heisman trophies or 8 MVPs or 8 baseball MVPs, right? We fall in love with that guy. But this guy now, the run he made, the way the ball gets out, the accuracy.
The touchdown pass to Hill was ridiculous.
Yeah,
the laser
right.
that was.
And he's 24. Yeah. So where is this guy headed in his career? Is it Tom Brady like? I mean, he does it a different way maybe, but is this guy, are we watching a player for the ages? It feels that way today, but he's still new. Mm-hmm. But are we watching a player for the ages? We'll talk about that later on in the program. Let's take a break. Let's get it to college basketball. Big win for the Gators, and where are they headed? That's next, so stay with us.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
The countdown begins, and I don't want to be any part of it, other than right now telling you I don't want to be any part of it. I need not say any more about my subject, even name it, because nearly every American with a heartbeat knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'll get to you-know-what next week and continue to talk about it until kickoff. But for now, I need a break, and I bet you do too. Topics for this week will include Zion Williamson finally making his pro debut, a college basketball season without a clear-cut number 1 or number 2 or number 3, the PGA Tour getting into the stretch run for the players, pitchers, catchers, and cynics packing their bags for spring training, what NASCAR needs to do to recapture lost fans. Maybe it's time to look more into college athletes getting paid and slow play on the tour. Anything. But you know what?
Check out Uncle Dave's column at 1010XL.com on the homepage. Look for Lamb at Large.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
New year, new models, new deals during your First Coast Acura Dealers Upgrade event. Steal your deal today with aggressive, affordable lease and financing offers and bundle your savings with bonus opportunities for loyalty and conquest customers. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
My name is Janice. I'm a client of Brett Hastings. Brett is the most brilliant, diligent, hardworking attorney I have ever met. He is truly dedicated to his clients and fights for them to the very end. Brett fought hard to win a large personal injury lawsuit for me. They are the very best legal team I have ever met. I would hire them again in a heartbeat.
Learn more at justiceforjacksonville.com. Law offices of Brett Hastings, where the injured find justice.
As we start the new year, all of us at Diamonds Direct just want to say thank you. 2019 exceeded all of our expectations as so many people here became not just our customers, but our family. We thank you for your support, your confidence, your trust, and as we enter 2020, we reaffirm our commitment to you to provide an unparalleled shopping experience with an even larger selection, even better value, stronger warranties, but most importantly, an even stronger resolve to exceed your expectations. Diamonds Direct, the only jewelry store in America with a 60-year history in the diamond industry, worldwide connections, a vast network of diamond cutters, unsurpassed buying power, and the nation's largest and most experienced staff of true diamond experts. If you're getting engaged or celebrating a milestone in 2020, we invite you to see how this remarkable combination can benefit you. Diamonds Direct wants 2020 to be your year, filled with optimism, dreams, accomplishments, and most importantly, love. Get store hours and directions and shop anytime at diamondsdirect.com.
I'm Melinda Williams. For the past 14 years, I've been running my own salon and teaching cosmetology. I completed the Google IT certificate program in 5 months. I started to search jobs. I had no idea how many jobs there were in IT, and they pay very well.
Google can help you get ready for an IT support career in under 6 months, and no tech experience or college degree is necessary. Enroll today at g.co/ITcert. That's g.co/ITcert.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Start something new. Sales event. Start the new decade off right with a great car, truck, or SUV from Jacksonville. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Bay Meadows. Our resolution is to get everybody approved at the lowest interest rates possible. Why pay more than you have to? Get a new Challenger and save up to $8,000 off MSRP. New Ram trucks are sale priced at up to $10,000 off. Jacksonville, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, I-295, and Bay Meadows.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 20th, 1980, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Los Angeles Rams 31-19 in the Super Bowl in Pasadena. Terry Bradshaw would be named MVP.
Hey, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just can't say enough about Pella Windows and Doors. The highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, constant innovation and design, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports has Pella rated #1 in all 3 window categories, wood, vinyl, and composite series. So why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway next to Tesla. Pella Windows and Doors, and tell them Mike sent you.
12 years ago, I met my dentist, Dr. James McCall, at a Jags game. That day, he gave me some great advice. Schedule and keep routine dental exams. I've been part of his dental family ever since. My name is Nick Furis, and thankfully, my oral health is in great shape. Dr. McCall also caught potential issues that were addressed immediately, saving me thousands of dollars. So my advice? Schedule your routine dental exam today. Call Dr. McCall at 620-9225. 620-9225.
Circle K and Bud Light. It's a perfect combo when you're on the go. Roll into Circle K and hit the cold case for some cold Bud Light.
Now that's crisp.
Crisp taste, brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light.
Instant Keys delivers honest, professional locksmith service for lost, broken, or spare keys. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealership-level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. That's 722-1111.
One-to-One Financial is not your typical credit union. We have lower fees and better rates, and we invest 100% in Jacksonville. But what really matters is that we believe all people, no matter their background, deserve respect and access. We work with everyone, one-to-one, right where they are. Join us today at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on The Frangie Show. Family owned since 1961. It's Big Chief Tire.
If you need anything for your vehicle, whether that's brakes, oil change, alignment, tires, especially tires, head to Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie, Hayes Carline, Andrew Gibson, and Lauren Brooks with you. The loser hat is off, and no further mentions will be made about me being the loser for 2019, since now we're in 2020.
Yeah, I may or may not have tweeted one more picture just for the record.
Yeah, that's okay. I certainly deserve it. All right. On Saturday at 1:30, Florida had a blackout against Auburn at Exactech Arena. The place was certainly electric, and Florida finally listened to one Frank Frangie, head coach Mike White did, by playing Omar Payne a lot, and he had an excellent game.
And everybody else is better when you have two 6'10" guys in there. I think he had two 6'10" guys, or 6'10" and a 6'11" with Horford and Noah in there together, and it worked out pretty well. you got to play them together. And it was a really weird dynamic. It was, and then look, Mike White's a good coach. He's trying to get it right. But it almost seemed like they felt obligated to play Scotty Lewis and Keontae Johnson together. Well, I understand when you play Payne, Blackshear, then Lewis or Johnson, one of them aren't in the game. But that's just it. When you have two big guys, number one, you get the putbacks. He's a great offensive rebounder. Number two, he's a rim protector. Blackshear, as good a player as he is not a rim protector. He's not a great defensive player. He can't jump. He doesn't have the long arms, all the things Payne has and does. Number three, when you've got to start defending the interior because you've got two 6'10" guys in there, well, now the perimeter shots, you have better looks. And finally, how much better is Blackshear when Payne's in there with him? He doesn't have to do the heavy lifting. He can almost be the off forward. Yeah, he's almost a stretch four when he's not playing center. And I still don't think he's a great long-range shooter. He still takes too many threes for my taste. But the fact of the matter is he can bounce outside. They even had some high-low going on. Did you see the post-to-post passes they made a few times? There's so many different things you can do with two 6'10" guys in there. Blackshear played 34 minutes. Payne played 32 minutes. That's how they've got to go. Now, look, there's going to be – when he started the game, did you notice? Even when one of them came out, he put Bassett in, so he stayed big. He stayed 6'10" and 6'9". Now, later in the game and in the second half, when one of those two guys came out, he put Johnson back at the 4. Keontae Johnson's a wonderful player, but he's not a power forward. He's 6'5". He's not. He's a small forward.
I think he hustles more than a lot of the other guys, and that's why Mike White is so insistent on putting him in.
I agree with you. He's a wonderful player. Keontae. Look, they have a wonderful collection of talent. Keontae Johnson should play a lot. My contention has never been Johnson shouldn't play.
Sure.
Or Lewis shouldn't play. Let them alternate at that 3, and I wouldn't even mind playing Lewis at the 2 a little bit because it's not like they've got very good shooters. The truth of the matter is Noah Locke's their best shooter, and he's just okay, right? I mean, he's not a great shooter. He's their best shooter, so he's got to keep shooting.
He can get hot.
He's streaky.
He has the ability.
But this isn't Michael Frazier, Lee Humphrey shooting. So,
but he's consistent. I mean, he's made multiple threes now in a school record amount of games.
Yes, he has.
So, I mean, he shows up every game to at least give you a couple.
I agree with you. And you know what else? He takes them. If he's open, he's letting them fly. He's letting them fly.
Someone listened to you, Hayes, and created the picture that you
I love it.
Nice.
So y'all need to go to Twitter and thank Dustin, who might be looking for some cold hard cash.
Dustin, got some money coming your way. Hang on. That's it.
It's a very well done rendition.
Dustin, you got some cash coming. Dustin, I don't know how. It's like maybe $5, but you got cash coming, okay? Dustin, well done. I'll figure out how to get your money.
Anyway, back to Florida basketball. Hayes, you thought Florida was going to win. You were confident. It started off, Florida actually started playing well to begin with. That's what I think hampers the Gators team is a lot of times they get off to such slow starts. And then when it comes to one team making a run in the second half, it's usually the opponent that makes the run. This game, Florida was the one to do it.
They were the one to do it. It was disturbing early on because it's 13-13. And at that point, I think Auburn was 3 of 16. I think they missed 15 of their first 16. Then I think they hit their next 2. But, normally if you're playing at home and you've got, a rowdy crowd and the opponent starts off that poorly, you really want to have a big lead. So that was a concern early on. But they were the couple things stood out to me. Glover's numbers weren't sensational, but I thought when Nebhart got his second foul and had to leave, and there was still about 7 minutes left in the half, and it was pretty much tied, Florida was able to actually get the lead going into break, and Glover was a big part of that. Hit a 3, played pretty good defensively, and a couple of assists. So that I thought he was sort of an underrated star of that game, I thought, in terms of giving some some quality minutes with Nebhart in early foul trouble. And and I'll say this for Blackshear, I agree with what you're saying, what Payne does, because it also allows Blackshear to rebound better. He had a season-high 16 boards.
That's exactly right.
So I think when you look at it, Florida's really, I think, a pretty exciting club right now if they'll stick with Payne and Blackshear as their primary front court players. Again, you watch Payne play against Auburn and have the 19 and 11, 7 offensive rebounds. And then you look at his numbers going into Saturday, 4.3 points and 4.1 rebounds. Why is this guy just now getting this kind of time? So, again, I'm willing to look past it because I think they're in a great position now moving forward. But this is a guy that they brought along slowly for whatever reason. They now, I think, have maybe as much upside as any team in the SEC, because where will Payne be in 2 weeks? Where will he be in a month? Where will he be when you get to the NCAA tournament? And so I think it's an incredibly exciting time for Florida, and we'll learn a lot about them this week. They go to LSU, who most projections have them around an 8 seed. And just to give you an idea, Florida even is around a 9 seed after beating Auburn. And then obviously Baylor's #1 team in the country. So you get a chance this week to go on the road and get a big-time Quad 1 win, and then obviously come home, play a team out of conference that's #1 in the country. So Florida, I mean, a split would be great this week. But if they can somehow win in Baton Rouge and then defend their turf against Baylor, then Florida, a week from today, will be one of the big stories in college basketball.
Would you take a split right now?
Of course.
Would you take a split right now?
Absolutely.
LSU's undefeated in the SEC so far.
And I don't care even how you get it. If you,
I'd prefer to beat LSU and lose to Baylor.
Correct.
If I could pick the split.
Because then you're 5-1 in the league.
Right.
But either way, if you beat LSU and lose to Baylor, you're now 5-1 in the league. You're now 13-6, and you're well positioned. And your latest loss came to maybe the best team in the country. If you lose to LSU and beat Baylor, you're 13-6. You're 4-2 in the league. You're still well positioned in the league. And oh, by the way, you might have just beat the best team in the country. So any way you get a split this week, I think you take it.
Florida hasn't beaten the #1 team in the country since 2007 when Florida defeated Ohio State. So if you're looking at it from the non-SEC perspective, it's like, well, it also would be really cool to have that, on your resume for the season.
The other thing too is if you split these two games, if somehow you split them, then you've got some winnable games. Okay, then you got Mississippi State at home, who you're probably going to beat. You play at Vanderbilt. That's no gimme, by the way. That gym is never a gimme. But I would think Florida's probably better. That's a Saturday night game, so that won't be easy.
Did you see that, Vandy, real quick, where they were 0 for 25 from shooting the three?
What an amazing.
And it was the first. They had never not made a three since the 3-point line was introduced.
Longest running, and they didn't make one. And I don't know if Jerry Stackhouse is a good coach or not. We'll see. Georgia at home.
Vanderbilt just lost by 20 to Arkansas, 75-50.
Their best player is hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'll miss.
Right.
So you would think Florida should win, even with it being the tricky environment.
So you could win the next two after Baylor. Georgia is a home game. Now Georgia's good. Georgia's got Anthony Edwards, who might be the
top pick.
Might be the top pick in the draft. They're good. But then you go to Ole Miss, who you've already beaten. You go to A&M, who's not very good. You're back home against Vanderbilt. And then you're home against Arkansas. So before you go to Kentucky on February 22nd, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 winnable games. Doesn't mean you can win all 7. In fact, you're not going to win all 7. It's the league. They're going to lose a couple. They may go 5-2 in that stretch, but they're games that you can really gain some momentum. That's why that Auburn game was so important, because you gained some confidence. People noticed. You're 4-1 in the league, and now. Now you go to LSU tomorrow night. I think everybody thinks you got a chance, right? If you ask me, by the way, I like their chances better against Baylor. I haven't watched Baylor, but that's a Saturday night, 8:00 game on ESPN with your fans losing their mind, liquored up all day long. I think that the atmosphere, I've got to believe, win or lose at LSU, I got to believe the Exact Tech Arena, O-Dome, whatever we're calling it these days, will be off the chart, wouldn't you think?
I would absolutely think. And, and I don't think, regardless of how they play Tuesday, I don't think that'll change. I think it'll be electric. So, it's a big week. LSU is probably going to be favored when we see that line come out. They've only lost 4 games. 3 of those games were by 2 points, so they could easily have one loss. They're not as battle-tested as Florida. But we know the talent that they have acquired at LSU, and it's going to be difficult, I think, to go in there and get a win.
Did you mean anything, by the way you said that? Okay.
There was absolutely no hints of accusing them of cheating in that statement, even though they obviously are cheating.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Hicken said on the podcast today, he goes, "How's the guy there?" And we both said, he said on tape, it was a strong-ass offer. If you say strong-ass offer on tape, shouldn't you be fired?
Yes.
I mean, if he was a baseball manager, he would have been fired a year ago. I mean, he said strong-ass offer on tape, and he's coaching the team. How about that?
And then wouldn't speak to them.
Yeah, right.
For like a month.
Yeah, strong. But he said strong. We gave him a strong-ass offer. What is that? But we'll see. But despite all that, they're pretty good. Okay, they're cheating ways. They have a pretty good team. So we'll see what happens. How about
Florida, by the way, at times it drives me crazy to watch them offensively. One person will dribble the ball down, bring the ball down the court, and then they just stand there. There's no movement for a while, and I don't understand. Every other game or every other team you watch, there's people moving, there's picks, there's movement. This team just literally stands there. There's times that I'm yelling at the television.
Times they do. I don't think that's necessarily all the time.
No, but I don't understand why ever it happens.
Yeah, there's time. There's time when you don't know what set they're in. You know, they've had a funky thing offensively. So they go through this whole offseason with a plan of just essentially motion offense. Not a lot of called plays, just motion. Everyone knows what motion is. This guy picks that guy. This guy comes around. It's a motion offense. It's as old as basketball. Then he decided, you've heard all month, 2-3 weeks ago, he scrapped that, and now he wants to call plays. So now they're starting to call plays. So that changed 3 weeks into the season or whatever. Now he's changed his lineup. So it's a different game. When Payne and Blackshear are in there together, it's a double post offense. So now it's 3 out, 2 in. You have nobody plays 3 out, 2 in anymore, which is a shame because that's how you should play. But now it's 3 out, 2 in, so you got to change again. So I think part of that too, Lauren, is they're still trying to figure out who they are. They play so many different ways. They're trying to figure out who they are. One other thought.
By the way, did you know that Florida won before you watched the game?
I did.
I thought I could tell that by your tweet, but because of the smiley faces, but I really wasn't sure.
My one buddy, John, we're all Gator fans. My one buddy was looking at the score the whole time. I thought we went to lunch with all my high school buddies. This was freaking awesome. It was one of the most fun times. It was me and the 3 of us have been really good friends since the 2nd grade. The 4th of our group of 4 have been really good friends since the 9th grade. So all of us, since we were 14 years old, have been really close friends and did everything together. And 2 of us roomed together in Gainesville for 1 year. My friend Glenn, I told you about, we were crying about the Howdy Dowdy Time story. So he was, he went on to play baseball and be a very good player at JU. Our other friend Keith went to Georgia State. Was a really good high school basketball player, almost 6'6". Went to Georgia State and then got a business degree and became an actuary and a very successful consultant, blah, blah, blah. And he lives in Charlotte. So we all got together. And we went to lunch at Seasons 52, the 8 of us, at 11:30. So I figured, okay, the game's at 1:30. I'll see most of the second half. We didn't leave till 3:30. And we had more fun. We told more stories. A good 70% of them were true. Okay. But it was really fun to connect. And this was the first time, and this is the first time we had been together since my mom died. And they were real close to my mom. But my mom they were real close. This group was really close to again, I didn't have a dad. And so we spent, and no brothers or sisters, so we had the run of the place. We went to my house, So it was a really cool thing. And the connection and the stories they told about my mom to Suzanne and me, it was a really, really good thing. So we had a wonderful time. But my one buddy John was following on his phone.
Okay.
So we knew the score of the game. So it was really cool. So we had a wonderful time. Gators move on. FSU 5th in the nation. I'm telling you, they could go very deep. I don't know where the Final Four is, but look for them. Is it Atlanta maybe this year?
I think so.
I think it's Atlanta. They could get to Atlanta now. They have a real good chance. Because when you beat Miami, who's not very good. See, when you're really good, then people start shooting for you. Then eventually you lose the game you're not supposed to lose. So when you're trying to lose the game you're not supposed to lose, and then you find a way to win that game anyway, that's the sign of a good team. It's not just beating Duke. It's not losing the one where you're asleep at the wheel. Can you not lose the asleep at the wheel game? And FSU found a way to do that, so the Noles are playing very well. Also, let's get into college football when we come back. De'Aaron King, where will he wind up? Kadarius Toney coming back to Florida. How will that impact them? All that and more. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
He's big on the NFL.
Are you serious?
He's big on the Jags.
It's huge for all of us.
He's just plain big.
He is a big one.
Mike Dempsey.
Oh, yes, sir. He's a very bad man indeed.
Jaguars Today, 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
If you've decided that 2020 is the year to sell your home, well, I've got a simple solution for you. Lauren Brooks here for Open Door, the easy and convenient way to sell your house. Do you know if your home qualifies for an Open Door offer here on the First Coast? Well, you can find out if your house qualifies today by visiting opendoor.com, and you'll join the hundreds of thousands of people who have got an offer from Open Door. Selling your home can take a long time. Trust me, I've been through that process. My parents went through that process. Wouldn't you rather get a competitive offer on your schedule? Then you can get paid in a matter of days after closing. Open Door makes the process stress-free. I have friends who struggled to sell their house for quite a while until they heard me talk about Open Door. They went to the website, received their competitive offer in just 24 hours. It truly doesn't get any more convenient than that. Go to opendoor.com/myoffer to get your free no-obligation offer today. Don't wait, skip the stress. Go to opendoor.com/myoffer. Offer eligibility varies.
Awesome action, awesome memories, and awesome All-Stars begins with access to awesome tickets. 2020 Pro Bowl tickets start at just $45. Not only do you get into the game, they're also your access to viewing Pro Bowl players on the red carpet before they enter the stadium on game day, kid-friendly fun in the Pro Bowl Kid Zone, and post-game fireworks. The 2020 Pro Bowl, presented by Verizon, Sunday, January 26th at 3 p.m. at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Get your tickets now at probowl.com.
2020 is here, and there's no more excuses. No more excuses for not getting a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. No more excuses for not getting 5 free oil changes. No more excuses for not getting the best price and top dollar for your trade. This year, there's no excuse why you shouldn't shop at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Trust us, we don't make excuses. We make it easy peasy to do business. Take the drive and see what you've been missing. We're here to wow you.
This is Hacker. Join me for the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
That's what sleeping with a CPAP sounds like. If you can't use CPAP, imagine pressing a button and it sounding like this. That's sleeping with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body with one click of a remote. That's right, just a button. If you have sleep apnea, great sleep awaits at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Got a clogged drain or a problem with your sewer? Dial 6951911. Don't tell me, let me guess, call Metro Router. Dial 6951911 or MetroRouter.com.
Nobody likes to have plumbing problems at their home or business, but if you do, call Metro Router. We provide fast same-day service with the right parts and equipment on hand to get you up and running. For all your plumbing and septic tank needs, call the best. Just pick up the phone and dial
6951911 or MetroRouter.com.
Frank Frangie here. 1010XL wants to hear from you. Who are you? What do you do? What do you like to do? Go to 1010XL.com and take our listener survey. By helping us, you could win tickets to the Players, Jags, rounds of golf, and other great 1010XL prizes.
Tax problems can be extremely stressful and cause financial devastation. The tax attorneys at J. David Tax Law are right here in Jacksonville to be your personal advocate and resolve your IRS or state sales tax issues. J. David Tax Law focuses on your needs and case outcomes. Don't be fooled by out-of-town tax companies that focus only on signing you up without even working with an attorney. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, payroll taxes, bank levies, wage garnishments, tax liens, or unfiled returns, have a sit-down with J. David Tax Law and get the help you need. Never trust your tax situation to anyone you can't walk in and look in the eye. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or go to jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away.
Jeff Prosser here. Don't let another spring arrive and you still have patio envy. Now is the time to visit Lifetime Enclosures for the cure to patio envy. Let them design the patio, lanai, sunroom, or screen enclosure of your dreams. I've told you how happy my folks are with the work they did. Visit them now at Lifetime Enclosures, just south of Bay Meadows on Phillips Highway, and set up your free estimate. Plus, you can receive up to 20% off a qualifying purchase. Also, take the short walk to Lifetime Flooring right next door. Tell them Jeff sent you.
License CRC 028471.
Hey, Hicken here, and I know you guys do your research online when making decisions about your home. People ask me, how did you decide to go with Bueller Air for my home air conditioning system? First thing I saw that made it easy was their Google rating. You can give it a try yourself, but I'll tell you right now, Bueller Air has more than 400 Google reviews with 5-star ratings. That's off the charts. So don't wait until it gets super hot again for heating or air conditioning. Call Bueller Air, and like me, stay cooler with Bueller.
Baloo here for the Blue Crab Crab House, once again voted the #1 crab shack in Northeast Florida. What about Sundays over there? You kidding me? $1.95 Bloody Marys, mimosas as well, up until 5 o'clock. Alex always playing live music right there on the deck. The best seafood in Jacksonville, the Blue Crab Crab House. They've been in Jacksonville for 23 years, right there on Jolington Creek Road in San Jose. I'll see you at the Blue Crab Crab House.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on The Frangie Show. For all of your tires and automotive service needs, it's Big Chief Tire.
Frank Hayes, Gibby, and Lauren with you until 6 p.m. this evening. When it comes to Florida football, they got some good news this past weekend. Wide receiver Kadarius Toney is going to return for his senior season alongside wide receiver Trevon Grimes. And then, of course, on the defensive side, Marco Wilson and Sean Davis. Hayes, you have something to say about Florida, Georgia, is that correct?
I do.
All rise. Now, Hayes Carline's closing argument.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
Presented by the personal injury law firm of Harrell and Harrell.
Order.
I really think the loser of Florida, Georgia this year is going to be in the playoff. The loser of Florida, Georgia will be in the college football playoff because I don't think either one of them is going to lose to another team. And I get it. Georgia opens the SEC schedule at Alabama. But I think with Jamie Newman and getting Todd Monken in there, I think Georgia is going to be good enough on offense, and defensively they're going to be the best defense in the country. I think Georgia is going to either beat Alabama and lose to Florida or lose to Alabama and beat Florida. And conversely, I don't think Florida loses to anybody except possibly Georgia and Jacksonville. I think if Florida loses to Georgia and Jacksonville, that will be their only loss, and they will get into the playoff as probably the 4 seed at 11-1. So I think the Florida-Georgia loser gets into the playoff. The winner, obviously, will still have to win the SEC championship game to get into the playoff, but the loser will make the playoff.
Great take, because the loser doesn't have to – there's no danger of losing that game if they win the rest of the games.
Yeah, the Iron Bowl has produced that result several times.
That's right. And so it's a great take. I'll say this. I don't know if I'm ready to put them both in the playoff here in January, but I get the point. They will be two of the better teams in the country. Look, they just finished in the top 6. Okay, they just finished. That's the evidence. That's not guessing. They both just finished in the top 6. Only 4 teams go to the playoffs. So
one returns a quarterback, one does not.
Yeah, well,
I think that's the biggest question mark.
And that's correct, and which is why Florida might win the East. But I'll say this. Georgia really has good players. They may have the best, to your point, may be the best defense in the country next year. He's recruited great players. They are well coached. I think Todd Monken's a really good coordinator. I think that was a fine, and that was Kirby's relationship with Todd. I told you guys that story. It almost happened last year. If Jamie Newman's as good as everybody says he is, they'll be right there too. To your point, I'm trying to think of teams that I'm convinced will be better than Florida and Georgia next year. Convinced will be better than Florida, Georgia next year. Maybe Ohio State. Maybe Clemson because of the 2 quarterbacks.
I'll say definitely Ohio State and definitely Clemson.
Okay. I would agree.
But yeah.
Okay. But as far
I'm not saying they're going to win a game in the playoffs.
Right. But I'm saying but teams that I'm convinced will be better than those teams.
I'm convinced both of those teams.
Okay, and I'm pretty much. I am too.
Ohio State returns 3 out of the 5 offensive linemen.
Right, and they're really good. And feels so. I'll give you those 2 that are both better than both. Remember, they're the only 2 teams that finished ahead of Georgia. And okay, so after that. Can I find another team that I'm convinced is better than Florida and Georgia? Alabama would be the next one. Not convinced. They might turn out to be better than Florida and Georgia, but not convinced. I'm not convinced.
So Georgia starts the year with Virginia. Any chance Georgia loses to Virginia if Jamie Newman isn't quite where he should be?
No chance.
I wouldn't think so.
And again, Virginia lost Bryce Perkins,
right?
Who was like 80% of their offense.
He was their team. Yeah. And look, I don't want to lie or misrepresent this. I've never watched Jamie Newman. I can't tell you. I never saw him play. So, but I believe a lot of what people say, and I think Georgia's built. So, in terms of teams that I'm convinced will be better than Florida and Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State. And by the way, let me say this. Clemson and Ohio State, marginally better for me. Marginally better. After that, Alabama might be better. LSU, based on quarterback, might be better. Boy, I don't. After that, I don't know.
Yeah, LSU lost so much talent. And both coordinators, right? Didn't the defensive coordinator? I told you, Dave Aranda left too.
And the Heisman Trophy winner. Oklahoma lost Hurts. Alabama, I think Mac Jones can be a good player, but they're not going to have Tua. It's a different dynamic.
And Oklahoma gets exposed every time they go into the playoffs.
Oregon lost their quarterback, and so that's to Hayes' point.
Yeah,
that's why there's merit to your thinking, because in terms of now, who knows? Mike Norvell may do wonders, and FSU's back in the game. Jim Harbaugh may finally turn it on, and Michigan's back in the game. Notre Dame could be, but as far as sitting here today on January 20th, thinking about who might be good and who might not, there's only 2 teams in the country that I am relatively convinced will start the season with better football teams than Georgia and Florida. And that's really, by the way, a testament to Florida. Georgia's been there. Mm-hmm. This is a testament to your point, how Dan Mullen has gotten Florida in the game this fast. This was a team that was not good. I know they won some East under McElwain, but they got boat raced by Alabama every time. So we'll see. Kadarius Toney back.
Yep.
What's it do for you?
I'm glad he's returning because I think it's another good weapon for Kyle Trask. But I think unless Dan Mullen really starts to put some stuff in the playbook for him, he's still not going to be when people compared him to Percy Harvin, he's still not ever going to reach anywhere close to that.
Kind of agree with that. I think it's good that he's back. I kind of with her on this. I think it's great that he's back, and I think he'll make some explosive plays. I don't think it's programming or season changing. I don't think he's worth X amount more wins. Do you?
I don't. It's tough to get excited about somebody that just barely had over 200 total yards of offense.
10 catches.
And he had the injury. It's not like he played.
Right. He missed half the season.
I think a lot of it's exciting in the sense of, does Kadarius Toney get it? With this being his last year, it's a very common thing where we see a player get to their senior year and they understand the importance of it, and their dedication to the team goes up, their performance goes up just because they're older and guys that maybe were a little bit better than them have graduated, moved on. I think he's going to get ample opportunity, but it doesn't feel like there's enough trust in him from the staff to put 15, 20, targets, touches on him every single game. I think he'll factor in, but I would be surprised if he sniffs all SEC next year. But I think I think it certainly helps Florida to have him.
The key with him is they have to teach him to be a conventional receiver. In addition to the other stuff he can do, jet sweeps, and they'll probably do some direct snap and all that. They've got to teach him to be a route runner, to catch the ball in his hands, to do traditional and conventional receiver things, because that's what he doesn't do. And they had a bunch of guys who did that. Van Jefferson is as good as it gets at that stuff. Hammond and Swain became that. Tyree Cleveland became that. Grimes, you can see that coming. That's 5 guys that are conventional receivers and very good ones that did that stuff. Copeland, I think, is a conventional receiver who's a very good player. So they've got to teach him route. Not everything is a catch it behind the line, catch it on wide receiver screen, stop, start, change direction, make this guy miss, reverse your field. Sometimes you got to run a 15-yard down and out. Can he run a 15-yard down and out? That's what we haven't seen him do. Now, can he not do it? Or did he have so many people ahead of him that they didn't need him to do it? I think when this season begins, I'll say this. When you go 3 wide when this season begins, and if you have Grimes, you're 3 wide, are Grimes, Toney, and Copeland, and you've got your tight end Pitts in the game together too, good. Bring your lunch to defend that group now. I mean, if you can make him think about that now. That's your group. Grimes, Copeland, Toney, and Pitts is your tight end who's fast and athletic, and Pitts he will go into the season regarded as the best pass-catching tight end in the country. So he will be that guy. He's this year's best pass-catching tight end in the country. So good luck. I mean, Kyle Trask has got to be grinning. Kyle Trask must be grinning when he goes to bed, grinning when he eats lunch, regardless of whether Emory Jones has a chance to beat him out or not. Kyle Trask, here's what I will tell you. Kyle Trask is playing a lot of football next year, no matter what. So wouldn't that be nice to know you've got all that coming back? So yeah, make Toney a conventional receiver is the key.
Meanwhile, in Coral Gables, it sounds like Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend. Reports came out that De'Aaron King had visited Miami and he really liked it, and he was going to enroll in classes there. But then De'Aaron King told a reporter that, hold on, I have not made my final decision yet. Do you think that the coaches just told everybody, oh, we've got this guy, and that's how that story kind of became popular opinion over the weekend?
I think he winds up there. I think he told the coaches he was coming. I think De'Aaron wants to call some other coaches and let them hear it from him. And I think that's why he said stop the presses.
I read something about a connection to LSU, that LSU might be interested in King, and that's why he wouldn't choose Miami necessarily. So if that's the case, then that would make more sense.
And that might be stuff I don't know. That could be. But I think he's probably got a lot of coaches he's a good player. And got a lot of coaches, Hayes, who want him. And I think this is his way of saying, hold on, let me call them and then let me announce it, rather than a story breaking that a coach told a media guy.
And what a disaster if it doesn't happen for the Canes, because this is somebody that I think if I think Miami's team isn't all that bad. I think if they could find the answer at quarterback, I think they could win that division next year. They could win 9. I haven't seen they're out of conference, but if they don't really have a great test out of conference, I could see them winning 10 games. I mean, I just don't see the ACC being overly stronger than what it was this year, which was incredibly weak. That's going to be really disappointing, I think, for Miami. Is if you thought that you had this kid really could be a game changer for you, and you know he doesn't end up going to Coral Gables. So we'll see. But I think for Miami, that's got the ability to improve them by, I think, 3 wins next year if they're able to get King.
Yeah, do you think he's program changing?
I think he is program changing, because he's what they haven't had. Okay, they haven't had this. They haven't had anything special. I think Dan Mullen has proven he can make it special without the special guy, right? I don't think the Miami group could. They brought in Dan Enos. He was gone so fast, in the blink of an eye, he was gone. Yes.
Because they were shut out.
Yeah, well, that's right. But so yes, I do. I think he's possibly program changing for them. They needed something special, Lauren. They need a special offensive something. And they don't have a special offensive something, and I think he might be that. So we'll see.
It's interesting considering Kyle Trask sat behind De'Aaron King at the high school in Texas for so long. Now they both might end up playing in Florida as starting quarterbacks.
And what a journey for both. One traveled around to find it. One who said he would never leave.
Yep.
Never left.
That is correct. All right, we will get it to Jaguars football. Offensive coordinator position has not been filled yet, so we will discuss that and a whole lot more. You're listening to The Frangie Show on a Big Chief Tire Monday on 1010XL.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL congratulates Jacksonville's favorite son, Tony Baselli, for his nomination as a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
He's an amazing player, amazing athlete.
It's long overdue, Big Bo. You've always been on our ballot.
Hey sports fans, this is Hayes Carlyon from MyBookie.ag. Now is the time to turn all your sports knowledge into cash. It's time to bet, win, and get paid in MyBookie.ag. Football is almost over, but MyBookie has you covered on the NBA and college hoops. They can handle any parlay you can think of to win big. We do have a Super Bowl. It is set. MyBookie has the Chiefs as a 2-point favorite over the 49ers. The over-under is 55 points. They have odds on which player will be Super Bowl MVP. If you join right now, MyBookie will match your deposit halfway up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you'll get an extra $1,000 in free money to play. Just use promo code RADIO to activate the offer. Once again, that's promo code RADIO to take advantage of MyBookie's generous sign-up offer. You play, you win, you get paid at MyBookie.ag. And don't forget, get your money with that promo RADIO.
New year, new models, new deals during your First Coast Acura Dealers Upgrade event. Steal your deal today with aggressive, affordable lease and financing offers and bundle your savings with bonus opportunities for loyalty and conquest customers. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Are lingering sinus issues slowing you down? Pain around your eyes or forehead? Headaches and pressure could mean you have a sinus issue that over-the-counter medicine just won't cure. Get a fast ENT specialist appointment by calling 904-202-ENTS. Same or next day appointments may be available. That's 202-3687. Say goodbye to your sinus issues today.
Here's reason number 67 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler.
Diamonds Direct is the only jeweler here with offices inside the World Diamond Exchange in Tel Aviv. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but the owners of Diamonds Direct have special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connections that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're talking direct importer prices on hand-select diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds, and we challenge you to let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value. At the Markets at Town Center, official jeweler of the Jaguars.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
So I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $30,000 a year and right now graduate making over $80,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition and no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted into the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees, around $700 a year.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
When you look for that hard-to-find part for your car or truck, Rusty Acres is your source for used Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury auto parts. You'll get the parts you need and advice on how to install them. Rusty Acres, 786-1777.
All the golf you want to play in 2020 for one low price? That's right. Hidden Hills Golf Club has just unveiled its 2020 Hills Pass. Unlimited golf, including cart fees, preferred tee times, and much more. Check it out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie here for Orange Environmental Services, the superstars at taking care of your pest control and your lawn. They mow our lawn, they treat our lawn, and they're the best in the business at pest control with Centricon Termite Protection. They are the superstars. I trust them. You should too. 272-3284. The superstars at taking care of your pest control and your lawn are Orange Environmental. Call them today at 272-3284.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about first-class service. From the first phone call to the final inspection, Superior Fence and Rail's professional team delivers with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior Fence and Rail is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville, and it all starts with their professional team. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Building a new house or looking for insurance for your new home? Southern Oak has great rates on new construction. Get your quote online at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by The Best Bet. Super Bowl 54 from Miami is now set. The Chiefs will meet the 49ers on February 2nd. The Chiefs are headed to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1969. Patrick Mahomes can become the first player in NFL history to have an MVP and a Super Bowl ring before turning 25. The 49ers were 4-12 in 2018 and are now headed back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2012. San Francisco can tie the Patriots and the Steelers for the most Super Bowl titles with 6. Josh Allen and DJ Chark are headed to the Pro Bowl for the Jaguars. Right now at 4:59, 49 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Here, that means it's time for more football. Football at 5.
5 o'clock somewhere.
On The Frangie Show.
The Senior Bowl is this week. Our Senior Bowl travel team is on the road. The boys from XL Prime Time better be listening to us right now. I think it's great that Matt Hayes said they're listening to Waylon Jennings, but you better turn that off. I hope that's during the breaks of our show. So I hope they're listening to 1010XL right now, but this is the week.
I'd probably pick Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings over us.
Over us, dang it.
They were cracking me up today because they were talking about Travis Kelce on the podium.
Yeah.
Screaming, "You've got to fight for your right to party."
Right.
And
Beastie Boys.
I was listening.
They identified him as like D. Snyder from Twisted
That was D.
Sister.
Snyder.
And anyway, they corrected it, but it was sort of funny.
I was listening too. So this starts the off season. This is the off season. The football off season. The player procurement phase begins this week officially for NFL teams.
No Joe Burrow at Senior Bowl.
No, of course not. Of course, I mean, someone said, "Hey,
how dare he?"
Yeah, Joe Burrow playing at the Senior Bowl would be the dumbest thing of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, so of course he's not playing. But having said all that, as I see this Jaguars thing happening, I do find myself wishing the offensive coordinator would get hired. I think it's time, and I think Doug's taking his time with it. And,
it's only January 20th.
Yeah, but I like the fact that this is all Doug now. Doug doesn't have to ask anybody who to hire. But I wonder if having that coordinator, and again, in fairness, you're probably not scouting quarterbacks, which is really the big Senior Bowl thing, and you're probably not scouting quarterbacks. I'm more convinced than ever that they're not drafting a quarterback who will ever factor into their thing. I'm convinced the Jaguars will not draft a quarterback this year who will ever start a game for the Jaguars. Could they draft a guy down the road that's another camp arm or a guy to be the third guy behind Dobbs if they're going to trade Foles? But are you guys with me on that? Are you convinced they're not drafting a quarterback in this draft?
I think it depends on what happens with Nick Foles. That's what I would say.
Okay.
I don't think they will, because I think even if they trade Foles, I mean, again, they gave up a 5th rounder to get Josh Dobbs.
Right.
This isn't like a guy they signed, off the street. This is somebody that they gave, in their mind, a 5th round pick has legit value, and they traded that to acquire Josh Dobbs. So I think he factors in. And he should. He's cheap. He's still, on his rookie contract. He's certainly cerebral. He's been there for a while, and he's really never gotten a chance to show really what he can do, particularly here. But I think it would make a lot of sense to keep Dobbs on the roster. So I don't see a big need for it, and it seems like they keep moving towards, more of that. This is Gardner Minshew's team, and we'll see what they do with Foles. I just think it's going to be so difficult to get rid of him. I'd be surprised if they take a quarterback in their first 4 picks.
So back to the Senior Bowl. You don't have to have a